Last time on Rebel Unicorn Crafts, well, not exactly last time, but some time ago, we tested if Elmer's glue could be used as a pouring medium for fluid painting, but there was a twist. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, I heard you. What I used was washable glue, school glue. What I needed to use was glue-all, which is the PVA glue. So on that note, out with the school glue. Let's start testing some of the glue-all. Before we get started with the new test, let's do a little recap of last time. Here were the two paintings I did, and in general, I couldn't see a benefit nor a cost benefit in using this over water or Floetrol, so I had said no to using the PVA glue, but we now know that's not PVA glue, so let's retest with PVA to see if my verdict changes. The new test, I'm going to be testing a water painting versus I'm going to retest the school glue one because I did not save my old paintings and I want to see what the difference is, and the PVA glue or the glue-all version as well. For consistency purposes, I'm going to be using Craftsmart paint because that's what I used in the last test. I'm also going to try to copy, in general, what I did with my previous tests so that I can repeat the test as true to it as I can, mixing up my individual colors, then separating them amongst the different tests I'm going to do, and then individually mixing each one of those up to be their concoction. In my previous test, I did my water and my paint, which I usually do at probably about a 25% water to paint ratio. That's an estimate. And then I used some guidelines that I found online for the actual glue ones, and they typically say to do equal parts glue, equal parts of the paint, and then thin as necessary with water. So I'm going to do exactly that. And I'm going to show you this just the one time here because it's the same across all the rest of those colors. One thing I did notice is that the PVA did require less water to get it to the right consistency, and that could be something in the formula, or it could be the fact that this glue-all is brand new and therefore it has more hydration than my older school glue from when I previously tested. Let's take a quick look at the different colors to see if the different glues or additives made any difference in the color, and I don't think so. As usual, when I am testing a variable, I usually just test a dirty cup so that they are kind of equally as random, and it's nothing that I'm doing differently that's going to impact it. But I did see one comment that said that maybe I was getting very different results because I was pouring into the middle, which disrupted the paint more. So I'm going to take their advice and pour down the side of each cup so that we can get as even of a test as we possibly can. So I'm going to do these one at a time because I can't flip two at the same time since I do have three, but I'm going to repeat the same order of paint each time so that we can try to get a similar result. And now it's time for our first flip on the water only with the paint. Let's get a good close-up of that first pickup. This is my favorite part. Bloop. Yes. Oh, I already love this one. It's going to be beautiful. Let's see that from the top down. Bloop. And I just like my color scheme. I mean, this is just water, so there's no mediums that are kind of affecting this, but let's speed this up and see how this one turns out. I really like how this one turned out, and the metallics in it are going to make it dry even neater. Moving on to the Elmer school glue, I repeated the same pouring process using the same colors in the same order, and then did my flip, and let's see how this one turns out. In general, I think this one turned out beautiful too, and I do think there was something to that suggestion of pouring down the side, because while they're not exactly the same, I'm getting very similar effects. Again, repeating the same pouring process as I did for the other two on the glue-all version, and I'm really hoping that I get a similar effect using that same process, because that'd be cool. I'll speed up the stretching process here. And I did achieve similar results with that same method, so great tip, thank you very much. I did a quick hit of these with the torch, and it brought up a few cells, but not too much of anything. In general, I love all three of these paintings for both similar and different reasons. I think the true test of this is going to be when they are dry. Are they going to crack? Are they going to be shiny? What's the general feel of them going to be? So let's go ahead and take a look at them dry. About 12 hours later, they were all dry and all beautiful. And here's the water only one. Minus a few little cracks, it's looking pretty good. I really like that one. Next, the school glue one. I really like those little pink dots that popped up. I thought this one turned out pretty good too. Again, there was a little minor cracking and it was pretty matte. And finally, we have the glue-all version, and I don't like this painting as much, but I don't think that has anything to do with the glue-all, because in general, I do like the feel and the look of it. It's a little bit shinier, so it's more of kind of like an eggshell or a satin finish to it, and there's absolutely no cracking, so maybe there is something to the glue-all. Here are all three, and they're all beautiful. The main difference is the final texture, that the glue-all definitely has a better final texture. Let's start this evaluation by reviewing our previous criteria. Did it make the colors less muddy? I don't know. Better adhesion? I don't know. It wasn't a faster drying time. And the cost kind of depends. This is a little bit different to where we're at now. In general, what I previously saw was that it wasn't necessarily a cost saver to use Elmer's glue instead of Floetrol. But from what I'm seeing, it depends on where you are, and also currently in the current state of the pandemic, what's available and what is kind of trending. Because when I bought mine, my little 7.625 ounce bottle of this glue-all, it was $5.50, meaning it would be 72 cents per ounce. But since then, it seems like they might have restocked, and now it looks like you can get a whole gallon of the glue-all for $24, meaning it would be about 15 cents per ounce, making it way cheaper than Elmer's glue or Floetrol, at least where I'm at. This is really going to vary by where you are and what is available. I'm also going to add on my newest criteria, which is the improved finished look, and I think it absolutely does. So I'm gonna change my verdict. I still wouldn't use the school glue because I don't think it's worth it, but the glue-all might be worth using instead of just water, because if you can get it at the right price, it's a great alternative to Floetrol. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this retest helped answer at least some of your questions, and I hope that you have a magically creative day.